telling Babylon, I'm telling Babylon, you let everybody get a turn. When the angels come, I'ma scream, let her burn. You let everybody get a ride. Did you really think God was gonna let it slide? You let everybody get a turn. When the angels come, I'ma scream, let her burn. You let everybody get a ride. Did you really think God was gonna let it slide? Her name is Babylon, I call her Babs for short. She has a lot of lovers, she lets them pass her port. She has a love affair with every foreign nation. She has a favorite wine, its name is fornication. She has a purple robe, she has a pearly necklace. And if you worship Caesar, she'll give you worldly blessings. She's insatiable, she cannot hide her passion. Last week, somebody said she rides a dragon. I know it's crazy, but the question is, why she had to put a crown upon its 7 heads? And it's even deeper, I had to peep the madness. She made war with the saints that tried to keep commandments. And since she killed the righteous and won't let me be, when she burns, it won't be from an STD. Bodies everywhere, both man and beast. And on that day, the birds are gonna have a feast. You let everybody get a turn. When the angels come, I'ma scream, let her burn. You let everybody get a ride. Did you really think God was gonna let it slide? You let everybody get a turn. When the angels come, I'ma scream, let her burn. You let everybody get a ride. Did you really think God was gonna let it slide? Show me the finest girl, Babs is just as pretty. Her name is Babylon, the girl is such a mystery. Yeah, she's been that way since we were little kids. She nicknamed me Mark like I was 666. She said, you want my number? I said, you high as hell. She said, you need my number or you can't buy or sell. She said, take my number. I know that I can't make you, but I'm espoused to Christ and I'm staying faithful. Isaiah had a vision, he saw the elevation. Jesus preached the gospel, John had a revelation. Her lovers hated Babs, so they burned her up. What's upside down, the Lord could always turn it up. You let everybody get a turn. When the angels come, I'ma scream, let her burn. You let everybody get a ride. Did you really think God was gonna let it slide? You let everybody get a turn. When the angels come, I'ma scream, let her burn. You let everybody get a ride. Did you really think God was gonna let it slide? I'm telling Babylon, I'm telling Babylon, I'm telling Babylon.
I'm telling Babylon, I'm telling Babylon, I'm telling Babylon.
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, now I'ma eat my chopped cheese. And while I do that, I'ma let these young lions roar. I'm so excited and delighted to introduce to you Blazed Up, the chef, and the iodine specialist. Here it come. Get him, y'all.
Get a couple more grams if you wear wet. Bust it down 3 ways, then go pay to connect. My old days, I was hazing the vets. I mean, I killed my old man. This the way that I pay my respects. And these niggas not even half as nice. I paid dues and they can't even afford to pay half the price. The dark days came with sacrifice. That meant sometimes I had to let it go way under the asking price. Today's math, wisdom, cipher, being born of wisdom. Still hard to exercise it in these cracking system. But still you never catch the chef acting like a victim. Nothing but shooters around me, I feel like Rob Williams. And that's probably part of the reason why they in their feelings. They try to tell me, but I'm still billing. Got open wounds, but they still healing. I'm on fire, and that's gotta be the reason why all these sisters won't chill with them. I'm from a city where the weak could hurt you. New Orleans nigga, but they love me off Linden and Myrtle. My cipher tight, meaning no squares up in my circle. That's how I dodge every bullet and fly over hurdles. I hear they starting to call the chef Mariano the closer, cause every time they see my face they know that it's over. Sad man, start playing, the ending is closer. AOC, LOY, the new coaster.
Yo, muscle memory, Gillis walk with a limp. Comes for discipline, leather belts, mama's wrist. Never let a pastor touch a child's head, especially if he ain't using frankincense, especially if he ain't gotta be in bags. A man ain't a man if he shaves off his beard. Who got open wounds? Who not the real Jews? Who trafficking bodies on Kingston Avenue? Look, war broke out, bloody garments are part of it. I'm tired as fuck, trapezoid clip stuck, knee pads, tactical gear and big guns. Alcoholics overcome emotions, avocados on Christ, overdosing on product. Your diet, Gabar King, graphical complex. Lions, all in the garage, we never starved them. Lawyer got 2 Danyaahlas, my vision sharp kid. 2 Timothys, 2 Maccabeestv. Too much for y'all, pay me double fee. Pay the back pay, pay me the increase. Pay the back pay from the fabul days, bitch. Egypt, you owe me for the bondage. Fuck woman king and all its creations. That's proof Africans sold the Hebrew fam. The Bible is real, don't let the white man teach it. Barbecue should be sacred, not all invited. Feast of dedication proves well, I'm all excited. Barbecue should be sacred, not all invited. Feast and dedication proves well, I'm all excited.
These rap niggas got me started. My mother told me I'm special, so it makes sense the way I'm going retarded. My spirit has departed to another dimension. Talking greats, then I better be mentioned. Got them feeling like they had some dementia. Drop the TBT, turn them to steady fiends. 22 inches shining bright like a Mr. Clean. Bald head, FPLC, watch for the feds. They know your every move, had to hit them with some finesse. Bringing testimonies, give a fuck about Sunday best. I'm giving out gems that you find in a treasure chest. Exterminator flow, getting rid of these little pests. I'm more Roger Clemens, strike 'em out, beat on my chest. I'm blazed up, bunning up and make sure ain't nothing left. You know my rep, rip tracks and put rip right on their back. I'm ready rock, I ain't talking about how I'm pitching crack. I'm suited up, trying to put my people back on the map. You know how we do, late night Apollo squad, posted up with the crew, popping bottles to reflect after the spiritual food. Respect the architects, trying to copy the moves. I could give you the clues, but you projected to lose, cause your vision is skewed. What you trying to prove? They say I'm going insane, been in one of those moods. The first becomes last and the chosen is few.
I'm all excited.
Ya Baraka, Ya Baraka, Yahweh, Yahweh, Waya Shamaka, Waya Shamaka, Yahweh, Yahweh, Ya Yahweh, Ya Yahweh, Panyawa Al Yaka, Panyawa Al Yaka, Waya Khanka, Waya Khanka, Yahweh, Yahweh, Yasha Yahweh, Yasha Yahweh, Panyawa Al Yaka, Panyawa Al Yaka, Waya Sham, Waya Sham, Laka Shalom, Laka Shalom, Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shah, Yahweh Shah, Barak Rapah, Barak Rapah, Yahweh, Yahweh, Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shah, Yahweh Shah, Barak Rapah, Barak Rapah, Yasha Allah, Yasha Allah.
The Lord's Prayer. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory forever.
Hey! That's what I do. How you get out of that stuff you be in? I know how to pray.
Well, all right. Shalom, everybody. Welcome to another Lines of Israel Sabbath class. It's your brother priest Danyaahla representing Lines of Israel, Maccabeestv. As always, I want to give all praise and honor and glory to the Mossad God Yahweh, the supreme intellect of the universe, and name of his only begotten Son, Yahweh Shai HaMashiach, our King, our Lord, our Savior, HaMashiach Yahweh Shai, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. I want to thank you, brothers and sisters, for being here another week with us for another Sabbath class. I want to give a shout out to everybody that's listening to us and watching us on our YouTube channels, Lines of Israel class, and Maccabeestv, guys. As always, please make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Make sure you guys hit the notification. Make sure you guys hit the bell so you guys can be notified every time that we go live, we upload something. Also, guys, make sure that you guys drop a comment, say shalom to your fellow Israelites that's watching. We appreciate you, brothers and sisters, for supporting our channels. Of course, I want to give a shout out to my brother Nasai, who's on the stage with me right here on Clubhouse. I want to give a shout out to Nasai from Nasai TV. We love the brother. He's doing a great job. We appreciate the platform that allows us to broadcast directly into people's homes. And last but not least, of course, shout out to my Clubhouse family. For those of you guys that are listening, the link is at the top of the room. You guys are welcome to come over to YouTube, and you guys are welcome to watch the PowerPoint. As always, you guys know I give you a scale every week of how important it is to watch versus listening. So on a scale of 1 to 10, I would say today's lesson is probably a 30. So on a scale of 1 to 10, today's lesson is a 30, which means that if you're listening to me on Clubhouse, the link is at the top of the room. You probably will get more from the lesson watching it. So you should click the link at the top of the room. But if you are indisposed and you're not able to watch the video, then you can, of course, continue to listen. Make sure you guys also share the room, ping people to come into the room, and let's go ahead and let's talk about it. Right? It's been a rough couple of weeks, in the Israelite community. It's okay, and there's been a lot of reproof and rebuke that's been going on. But at the same time, we still have to talk about everything else that's going on in the world as well. So, I decided this week I'm going to talk about everything else. You know, there's still a lot of reproof and rebuke that needs to be done. You know, I was kind of juggling between the two to decide whether I wanted to do some more rebuke and reproof this week or not. But I'm going to give y'all a break. Praise the Lord. Right. So with that being said, before I get started, I'll turn the floor over to Elder Zahab if he has anything he wants to say before we get into today's class.
Hey, Shalom, family. How's the volume? You hear me?
It's good. It's good. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right. First and foremost, Barakatah Yahweh B'Shem HaMashiach Yahushai. The water to the people for tuning in. And just want to say the water, man, because y'all could have been anywhere else, but y'all here on your Sabbath, listening, learning, right? So the water to y'all. And this is a quick reminder. I know Priest is going to touch on it after class, but it's Passover season, man. I pray I see a lot of y'all there. If y'all could make it in Connecticut, please come through. I would like to fellowship with y'all. All right. With that, I say shalom.
Yes, we definitely want to see y'all in Connecticut. If you're coming, we look forward to seeing brothers and sisters that's coming. If you are in the Midwest, if you're in the Detroit area or close to Detroit, you can get to Detroit. We're also having another Passover in Detroit as well, besides the one that we're having in the East. For anybody that's in the Midwest area, we're also having a Passover in the Midwest because we have, camps in the Midwest. So for everybody that can't come to Connecticut, for the main Passover, they're having one there. So if that is you and you want to fellowship with brothers and sisters for Passover, but you can't make it to the East, please email us. The ticker is going across at the bottom of the screen. I will be checking the ticker heavily today and tomorrow. Excuse me, a ticker. I said I'll be checking the email heavily today and tomorrow. So if anybody's interested in doing, please put as the message, because when you're sending an email, it asks you what the subject is. Put as the subject that you want to attend the Midwest Passover that we're having in Detroit, so that we can speak to the brothers out there that's actually putting that on. So we have a head count for that as well. That's for anybody that's interested in the Midwest. It will be taking place in Detroit. No, we're not going to tell you where. You're going to email us, and we're going to do things decently and in order, like it's supposed to be. Praise the Lord. Okay. So that being said, if there's nothing else, then we can proceed to today's class. Once again, for you guys on Clubhouse that are there, you might want to click the link at the top of the room, because today's lesson, of course, is demonstration. Demonstration beats conversation. That's how we teach. So with that being said, let's go ahead and let's share the screen and let's get started with today's class. So today's lesson is entitled Saying the Quiet Part Out Loud. I think this is important because we are entering into a really, really, what's the word I want to use? Volatile time. I'll use the word volatile. It's a volatile time that's coming up for those of us that believe the way that we believe, subscribe to the scriptures the way we subscribe to the scriptures, understand scriptures and prophecies the way we do. We're heading into a volatile time, very similar to the volatile time that took place after Yahushua died, resurrected, and ascended into the heavens. When you read the book of Acts was a very volatile time for the apostles. Their faith was tested, it was tried, right? They were threatened. Many of them were killed. And the list goes on and on. It was a very volatile time when you read the book of Acts. We're heading into a very similar time now. And some of the things that are going to be weaponized against us are going to be weaponized against us by the people that you guys are seeing in the intro screen of the PowerPoint for those of you guys that are on YouTube. These guys are going to wage war against us. A lot of people are going to wage war against us, but these people in the picture are going to lead the charge. And they're going to have a lot to say. about what it is that we teach and we believe. But there's a level of hypocrisy with the problems they're going to have with us. And this is why we're going to use their own words against them. We're going to say the quiet part out loud. They're already telling you what they're going to do, and they're already telling you who they are, and they're already telling you what they believe. And guess what? When they say it openly, out loud, everybody's quiet. Nobody has anything to say. When we say similar things, the beast, pursuant to Revelations 12, verse 17, I believe, or verse 14, the beast is going to make war with us for saying the same things that the people in the picture say, because they say the same things. It's not different. They say the same thing. I'm going to show you. They say the same things we say. The doctrine is not that much far apart than what we think. We are vilified for saying it. And when they say it, nobody has nothing to say. So when we have an issue with the people that are pictured on the front of this PowerPoint, we are labeled anti-Semites and everything else. Meanwhile, these very same people, I apologize, these very same people hold the same sentiments towards you, literally. So we're going to demonstrate these things today. Real quick, before I go any further, I'm kind of looking at my clubhouse for a second. I want my moderators to be on alert because I'm not playing any games, and I'm going to hold you moderators and brothers that are on stages and on stage accountable. And you guys that are moderators can bring other people up to help you. I'm not tolerating any disrespect in the chat on Clubhouse today. None. It's been going on for a few weeks, and and I haven't said anything. So now I'm going to speak clearly. I'm not tolerating any disrespect on the Clubhouse chat today. If you are here and you're commenting, you are commenting on today's lesson. If you are bringing anything outside of today's lesson to my chat today on Clubhouse, I have given my moderators free reign to throw you out the room. I want to be clear. If you are in the chat and you're talking about anything outside of today's lesson or something dealing with the Bible, there's no gossip in the chat today. There's no slander, none of that. If you're seen doing that in the chat, because it's been happening in the last couple of weeks, it's over. Moderators on the stage, if you see it in the chat, I don't care if it's somebody you like. I don't care if it's somebody that you think you're cool with. Throw them out the room. If you do not, then you won't be on stage next time. It's just that simple. And this is me talking, nobody else. I won't bring you on stage. I want people that's going to do what I'm telling them to do. I want to be clear. Some of y'all play too much. Everybody on stage is about to get a mod badge on Clubhouse right now. Everybody on stage is about to get a mod badge. Hold 1 second, y'all. Zakaria, do me a favor. Mod everybody on stage. Because I can't look. Messiah's on stage. Shemayim's on stage. Mod everybody on stage. Anybody in the chat, doesn't matter. Blame me. You have to take the blame. Blame me. Anybody in the chat that's causing a disruption, throw them out the room. Don't even just kick them or throw them out the room. Okay, good. Now we're going to get started. Some of y'all some of y'all think I'm always nice. I'm really not. You guys don't want to see the other side. You don't. So don't play. I'm telling y'all, stop playing in my chat. Okay? All praise to the Most High. Now we're going to get started because I really want to focus on these people and not my people. But my people be playing with me for some reason. I don't know. Okay. Let's start off with the book of Psalms, chapter 64, verses 8 through 10. It says, "So they shall make their own tongues to fall upon themselves, and all that see them shall flee away." So today's lesson is in their own words. We're going to let these people right here tell on themselves. We're just going to read what they write. Let's move on to the next slide. First things first. How many of you guys know who Mark Cuban is? Some of you guys know, maybe some of you guys don't know. Mark Cuban used to be the owner of the Dallas Mavericks. He's also on one of these reality shows, I believe it's Shark Tank, with these people that bring their businesses and try to get their businesses funded by billionaires, whatever. He's been on Shark Tank, a few times, so forth and so on. So he has a lot of money. He's very famous. And again, he was owner of the Dallas Mavericks for many years. Mark Cuban said something really, really interesting many years ago in an interview, which we're going to go back and we're going to watch now together. Mark Cuban speaks about guys that's on the street corner. Hey, guys, who do you guys think that is? Take a wild guess. Put it in the chat. Who's the guys on the street corners? Spoiler alert, that's us. Guys on the street corners that speak about being Jews versus celebrities that speak about being Jews. See, the guys on the street corners, nobody's going to listen to them because they're on the street corners. Nobody cares about them. We're not worried about them. We can marginalize them. We can use our media apparatus to talk bad about them and make them look bad. But celebrities that say the stuff the guys on the street corner say, that's a problem. Listen.
If there was just some dude on the street corner saying...
If there was just some dude on the street corner, that's us. There's going to be a lot of commentary today. So if you guys get upset about me stopping the video a lot of times, this may not be the class for you because I'm going to stop and I'm going to talk about it. Listen.
If there was just some dude on the street corner saying what Kyrie said or Kanye said.
And first of all, Kyrie didn't say nothing. We're going to start again. Kyrie didn't say nothing. Kyrie shared a link for Hebrews to Negroes. He didn't say nothing. So that was a lie out the gate. But guess what? Kyrie is a celebrity. He's not the guys on the street corners like you and I. So he's already making a stratification. We don't care about the guys on the street corners. We care about these celebrities that's saying what the guys on the street corners say. But guess what? The celebrities are saying what they're saying because they are watching the guys on the street corners, whether you guys realize it or not. They're watching us. Listen.
If there was just some dude on the street corner saying what Kyrie said or Kanye said, you just assume they're crazy and keep...
Yeah, you would assume they're crazy. That's the narrative. The guys on the street corner, them guys with the damn spikes and the fringes at the bottom of their t-shirts and the Power Ranger garments, they're crazy. But when your celebrities are saying it, now we got to talk about it. Okay.
They said, you just assume they're crazy and keep on walking, right? Right. But when they're a celebrity, you can't do that because
when they're a celebrity saying the same thing that the guys on the street corners are saying, you can't ignore it. Y'all got it? Listen. If you're on Clubhouse, you need to be over on YouTube. Click the link at the top of the room. This is we starting off hot. Let's go.
You have a platform, and so people pay attention.
You have a platform and people pay attention to what it is you say. They know exactly what time it is. They know that their kingdom is almost over.
Thoughts as far as on the business of basketball. We look at a situation like Kyrie Irving. Mind you, basketball is a business where there's owners, bosses, employees. Then you see a situation where, what's going on with Kyrie. For those who might not understand at home and think that, things are supposed to go away. What is the business of basketball when it comes to ownership, bosses, employees, as far as the rules and regulations?
It's like any other business, If somebody says something that's racist.
Kyrie didn't say nothing. He didn't say nothing. He shared a link. This is BS because there's children listening. This is BS.
Or anti-some religion, you're going to have to address it, because he's not the only person that works there.
Right.
And you've all had to deal with it in your life. I'm Jewish. I've had to deal with anti-Semitism.
So we know now he wears the little bra cup on his head on Sabbath and goes to temple. Okay, well, now we know why he's upset with what Kyrie said. And by the way, Kyrie didn't play for your team. He played in Brooklyn, but you sure are in somebody else's business. But let's keep going. By the way, the guy that owned the Nets at the time was Asian. He wasn't even a small hat. So it was really none of your business. Anyway, let's keep going.
People didn't know I'm Jewish and talking shit right when I'm in the room. And it's just like...
Because he said people didn't know I was a small hat because they hide it. His last name is Cuban. A lot of these so-called small hats, they change their last names and everything so people don't know who they are. Let's keep going.
Yeah, you know, getting into fights when I was a kid, all that stuff. And, you know, it's not acceptable. But at the same time, like I had this conversation with somebody, if there was just some dude on the street corner saying what Kyrie said or Kanye said, you just assume they're crazy and keep on walking. That's
why they call us crazy. That's why they mock us. Because they say we're crazy. They know that what we're saying is true, but you can mock them, right? Because we don't have big followings, no way. So who's gonna listen to them?
Right. But when they're a celebrity, you can't do that because you have a platform.
So they're not worried about Priest Danyaahla or AOC or any of the people that is in the Israelite community. Even Israelite, first of all, there's not really, I don't know of any Israelite platforms that have even 100,000 YouTube followers, except maybe IUIC. They have 100,000, but that's a big organization. And 100,000 is not a lot, really, for an organization that size. So they're not worried about us. They're worried about celebrities like Kyrie, like Kanye. They're worried about that. If these guys are saying what these smaller guys are saying, the guys that be on the corner, now Houston, we have a problem.
Pay attention. You know, I can't speak to Kanye. I don't think Kyrie has got a bad heart, right? But I think he's definitely not educated about the impact it has. And
he's not educated about the impact it has. What impact of him sharing the link of a documentary that's saying that somebody else is the children of Israel outside of you people?
You know, and that's just part of the process. I don't think he's one of those guys that would be in Charlottesville marching, chanting Jews will not replace us. I don't think that's him. But I think, he's got a lot to learn.
We have to program him. We're going to stop here. He has a lot to learn. Translation, we have to buck break him like we did Nick Cannon. We have to buck break Kanye like we did Nick Cannon. Because these guys are listening to the guys in the streets. It's what we try to tell you guys. No, we're not as famous or well known as these celebrities. But YouTube is the great equalizer. That's what YouTube is. YouTube is the great equalizer. And what YouTube did, and I've watched it in my lifetime as an Israelite, what YouTube did, it put this Israelite thing on Front Street. And you have a lot of celebrities that watch this thing. Some of them believe in secret. Some of them were silly enough to say what they believed in public, which is why what happened to them. And we constantly tell these celebrities, stop doing that. Allow us to be the bad guy. That's what we're for. We're here to be the bad guys. We're here for that. You be Joseph of Arimathea. You be a follower of Christ in secret. You be Nicodemus. You be a follower of Christ in secret and allow us to be on the Front Street because we have nothing to lose. We have nothing to lose. You know what I'm talking about? Let's move on.
Yeah.
Now, they're trying to trap Kanye in his words. Remember, Mark Cuban was just talking about the guys in the streets, right? Y'all saw that? Okay. Now, let's look at this interview with Kanye West a few years ago. They were trying to trap him in his words as well. Pay attention.
You saying you're Jewish.
So they're saying Kanye said he was Jewish. I've never seen a video of Kanye saying that he was Jewish. I've never seen that. But notice how the so-called white man, Esau, will put words in your mouth. That's why you brothers that are teachers, as this word begins to proliferate more, at some point or another, you never know if you're teaching a camp one day and the damn news station will come down and put a microphone in your face. You brothers have to be prepared to know how to talk. Choose your words very carefully because they try to trap you in your words, just like the Pharisees try to trap Christ in his words. You must be very, very astute in what you're saying. Take time to allow the words to circle in your head before they come out your mouth. They try to catch you in your words. Kanye has never said we're Jewish, ever. But he tried to assign those words to him. That's what they do. But listen.
You saying you're Jewish. That no, I'm Jew, not Jewish. Jewish means like that of a Jew. I'm saying I'm Jew.
Now, I have to tell you guys, I have to say this. Only somebody that's like completely asleep would not understand that talking point comes from the Israelites. Kanye didn't just wake up one day, the lightning bolt hit him, and he came with that talking point comes from the Israelites. That word ISH, you have to have a familiarity with the language and all that to understand what he's saying, right? Kanye don't speak no Hebrew. He don't know that stuff. So he's been listening. Whether he's been listening directly or whether somebody in his circle has been bringing him this information. Let's just say, for argument's sake, he has not been listening directly. He don't listen to no camps, no whatever. There's somebody in his circle that he's close to that's been bringing him this information. Understand that. You don't talk like this unless you know something. Okay, let's go.
You saying you're Jewish. That no, I'm Jew, not Jewish. Jewish means like that of a Jew. I'm saying I'm Jew. You're Jew. Blood of Christ. That Orthodox Christian. Right. But are you a follower of the philosophy of the Black Hebrew Israelites?
Did y'all see that? I caught that, right? The minute he identifies himself as a Jew, the first thing they do is they try to associate him with the Black Hebrew Israelites, which is those of us that teach on the street corners, just like Mark Cuban was talking about. This is the tactic of the devil. This is the devil being the devil, right? So now Kanye has to be very careful of what he says. He can't say, hey, I was listening to an AOC video. Hey, I was listening to an SOT video. Hey, I was listening to a Tabernacle of David. He can't say that. He may have been, but he can't say it. Y'all got it? Okay, listen.
Are you a follower of the philosophy of the Black Hebrew Israelites? Because that's where the idea comes from.
I want you guys to watch. I'm gonna play it again. I know you should keep going back. I want you guys to watch because as the guy asked the question, Kanye's thinking. The wheelhouse is turning. I gotta be careful what I say. Pay attention. Pay attention. I gotta be careful of what I say. I can't say, yeah, I've been watching Tab. Yes, I've been watching SOT. Yes, I've been watching Rum Gadal. He can't say that. Can't say it. So he's thinking. And what he's gonna do is what he needs to do. He's gonna circumvent it. He's gonna go around the question. He's not gonna answer. And I agree with him on that. He's not gonna answer the question. Watch.
Are you a follower of the philosophy of the Black Hebrew Israelites? Because that's where the idea comes from. Not all of those folks are extremists, but some are extremists.
There's no extremists. We got to deal with that. There's no extremists in this community. We may have what's classified as extreme beliefs, as far as we're the chosen people, and we're above all nations. But we are not extremists. The Ku Klux Klan is extremists. They hang niggas from trees, right? They kill people. The neo-Nazis kill people. They are extremists. We are not extremists. We might have beliefs that might be extreme, but we are not extremists. We don't act on our beliefs. Does everybody understand that?
Folks are extremists, but some are extremists. I'm a follower of the idea. I have a vague idea that all people came from Africa.
So Kanye did the shuffle right around the question, and I agree. He did not answer it. And I agree. You're not about to put me in a box. I'm not going to tell you who I'll be watching. The hell with you. I'm a believer that people come from Africa. Keep talking. Go ahead.
But what I wanted to do
Now, okay. Now I could Andy Kaufman this about 7 more minutes, and then tell you what it is.
Should I count? Let's count 7 minutes.
No,
I
did this to do a spoiler alert.
Sure, spoiler.
What's the first thing I said at the beginning?
Y'all people out, he done turned the whole, he's asking to do, what's the first thing I said at the beginning of the interview? Like, he done totally changed the subject as he was supposed to, and I'm not mad at that. Go ahead, Zob, what you gonna say?
Kanye is what they call media trained. You know, before you go on any talk show, your agent train you. They're supposed to train you. They call it media training. So you don't look like an idiot and you could dip and dodge questions. That's exactly what Kanye is doing. Kanye been in the spotlight for so long, you know what I mean? That's why you ever watch the news and they put a mic in front of the average person, they sound crazy. But when you some type of a celebrity and you're talking, you don't sound as crazy. You sound a little bit refined. That's called media training. So you don't say something and turn around, put your foot in your mouth. You know what I mean? So all celebrities, well, the good ones, the ones who have good reps and managers, they go through media training.
Yep. And some of you Israelites need that too. Some of you niggas would have been in front of, like, yeah, the white man's the devil, he's going into slavery. No. That's not how that's, you got to play. You got to know how to play the game. So if you're in need of media training, like, or whatever, you know what I'm saying, how to answer questions, shout out LOI, shout out myself, Elazar. We'll teach you how to do it, because this is how you do it. There's nothing wrong with what he's doing. Like, I'm not about to answer no questions about guys on the corner so you can link me to them and then you're gonna paint a whole picture. Nope, we're about to talk about something else. All praises.
We're talking about engineering and humans.
And I said, and then what did I say we shouldn't focus on?
Race.
Not just that. I said they shouldn't teach this in school.
History.
The history, because what they do, what schools are doing is exactly what the CIA does with Pixar films and Disney films.
How far away are they from the question of the guys on the corner of the Black Hebrew Israelites? Now Kanye's talking to them about what Pixar does in their movies when they indoctrinate children. You guys see what he did? He turned the tables right back on them. Y'all be indoctrinating our children with Pixar films and Disney. We ain't talking about no goddamn Black Hebrew Israelites no more. Shout out to Kanye West for this. Keep going.
They make Bambi's mom die in the beginning, right? And off that pain comes a purchase of ice cream. Off that pain comes, I need some more toys. Off that pain comes, I need a bigger house. Off that pain comes, I need more girls than my wife. Off that pain comes, so they put that pain in to make us, now we're the orphans of capitalism, to make us be consumers, and we need to be a community.
He done turned the whole thing around now. He's talking about how the so-called white man makes Black people slaves to consumption. We're slaves to being consumers. We're not even talking about the Black Hebrew Israelites no more. This brother's well trained. I know, because I had to breathe it in and try to understand why this dude was walking around in a black KKK outfit like everybody else. I'm like, why? But at the end of the day, I made the statement on somebody's YouTube video. I said this. They said Kanye is crazy. I said no. I said the depiction he puts out is crazy, right? The way he proliferates the message is crazy. Yes, I'll agree with that. Like, I don't think we have to wear a KKK outfit to say the message. That's crazy. But the message itself, when you listen to it, is not crazy. It's not. It's the truth.
Not just consumers. So I could have went another 7 minutes by being a person who presents himself in a way that says, well, I don't have to feel your pain because I also have pain too that's not being recognized. And in every interview, when I say, well, why I get to the point of putting up the tweet, no one wants to understand why I got to that point, right?
You had pain.
Yeah, but no one.
Pain in your heart.
But let's say this. Undoubtedly, Jewish people have a lot of movies about that pain, and Black people have a lot of movies about the pain of slavery, right? It's almost impossible to find a movie about Mansa Musa. When you go to
translation, the Jews own Hollywood And they don't put movies out there that show the greatness of black people. They only put the slave movies out there. That's what he's talking about. Listen.
The African History Museum in Washington, D.C., it doesn't start with the idea of Africans being kings. It starts with the idea of Africans being slaves. But here's another interesting point about this. This was said to me one time, and it stuck with me as a family member of mine. With Africans, how many times you've heard like a rapper, talk about we were kings? That's incorrect if we're Jew.
Wait. He said we were kings. The rappers rap about we were kings. He said that's incorrect if we're the Israelites, because the Israelites were under the curses. Listen again. He didn't just come up with a lightning bolt and hit him upside his head. He's listening to something or somebody. Listen.
Correct. If we're Jew.
Wait, no, we got to go back further than that.
If we're Jew.
No. Further.
You've heard like a rapper, talk about we were kings. That's incorrect if we're Jew.
Because if we're the Jews and we broke God's laws, we're not going to be kings. We're going to go into slavery. We're going to be oppressed. Somebody told this dude this. This dude is watching something. He knows something. Keep listening.
If we're Jew, and since we weren't the kings. We were the slaves that Moses freed.
And the white man is like, nigger. Look at his face, nigger. Anyway, let's keep going.
You say
to the Most High. Remember what Mark Cuban said? We have to keep track of the people that are celebrities, not the guys on the corner. This is why they fear this. The brother that was just talking, Kanye, has 33.4 million followers on X that used to be Twitter. There's not an Israelite that exists that have that. So if he is speaking our message, although the optics of it, the dude is walking around with in a goddamn Ku Klux Klan outfit. Yes, that's crazy. Yes, I agree with you. But for the people that actually listen to what he's saying what we say. That's what they're worried about. This guy has 33.4 million followers. No Israelite has that. No Israelite has 1 million followers. No organization of Israelites has 1 million, much less 33 million. Y'all got to understand what's happening, man. This is what Mark Cuban was scared of.
Do you take back any of the anti-Semitic stuff you might have said?
So they asked him, are you going to take it back? Like Nick Cannon took it back and others. You going to take it back? See what he says. Go back.
Do you take back any of the anti-Semitic stuff you might have said?
Black people can't be anti-Semitic. We are Jew. You understand what I'm saying? We are Jew. So cool out until you do your facts. Until you really do the facts with the fake indoctrination that y'all put into the schools and all that. You know what I'm saying? We're not following y'all rules.
I mean, just like calling DEFCON on Jews, and that's like, do you take back any of that sort of more extreme stuff?
You know what? For all the kids that love me, all the Jewish kids that love me, I'm sorry if y'all had to hear a grown-up conversation with us screaming at each other. But we got to a point where something needed to happen. Something needed to be said. Somebody needed to say something. Now, if you're in an argument with somebody, you're not going to say everything the right way. But it got to a point where y'all ain't going to just keep running, start calling me bizarre and press for all these years. I got to a point, how many more times are going to call me crazy? How many more times are they going to give me fake medication that makes me fat off of a misdiagnosis when I really have slight signs of autism from the car accident? But then y'all gave me, you said, whatever, just give them that bipolar medication. Y'all try to kill the superheroes.
They try to kill the superheroes. Translation, this is a person that has 33.4 million followers. He will be, quote unquote, a superhero in terms of his reach that we don't have. So the Most High is using him. We're not followers of Kanye. Watch this. We're not supporters of his either. But God is using him to say something, to bring some type of attention, because that attention will circle back around to us that don't have to follow what he has. Once somebody hears this guy say, we're Jew, So for some reason, they're going to look at, are we Jew? They're going to go and do a search on YouTube or TikTok or something else. It's going to lead to some type of Israelite video. I don't understand the way this thing works, man. Mossad's using this guy. We have to just understand how this thing goes.
You take that.
Okay. Next, let's move on. What is who is the Mossad of Israel? Who's that? Have you guys ever heard that term before? The Mossad. Some of you guys know, some of you guys don't know. The Israeli Mossad would be equated to your CIA today. Same thing. So let's read. This is from the Encyclopedia Britannica. Why? Because demonstration beats conversation. If I was to tell y'all who the Mossad is, that's just me talking. So no, we let the white man tell you who they are. So that way, there's no argument. Because the white man said it, not me. You can't say, Priest Danyaahla, you said nope. Nope, nope. We're going to go to the encyclopedias and say who they say the Mossad is, right? So let's read. Mossad is the Hebrew Central Institute for Intelligence and Special Operations. Translation is what the small hats call their CIA. It's their CIA. One of the three major intelligence organizations of that country right there, along with Amman, so they have military intelligence, and Shin Bet, which is their internal security. The Mossad is concerned with foreign intelligence and gathering intelligence analysis and covert operations. They operate just like our CIA operates. That's who they are. So hopefully everybody's clear. Let's go to the next slide. Well, here's the thing. The Mossad, the Israeli CIA, they control your media. I'm talking about American media. You thought you preach. You're talking about Israel. No, they control or help control American media. The only people that end up on platforms like CNN and Fox News and MSNBC are puppets. Every now and then, you'll have somebody that will slip through the cracks. That's not a puppet that will wind up on these platforms. And when they get to talking the truth, the Israeli Mossad, which is their CIA, gets involved. Preach, you made that up. Okay, maybe. However, what's today's class? In their own words. We have somebody that was part of the Mossad that's going to tell you what I said. Listen. Let's go ahead and let's put the volume up so it's loud and clear. Listen.
Now, I know what they do because I used to ask them to do it. I mean, when I was in the Mossad and we had a guy.
We're not going to go past that. He's talking fast. He said he was in the Mossad. See right there? I mean, when I was in the Mossad, he was in the. You guys on Clubhouse, you're missing out. You might want to click the link. Y'all, I told y'all today's class is a 30. Listening is great, but watching is even better. Watching is even better. Click the link at the top of the room on Clubhouse. So here we have a guy that says he was in the Mossad. So let's go back to the beginning. It's a short video. Now that we know who he is, now that we know what organization he was a part of the Israeli CIA. What did he used to do? That's the question. Hey, today's class is in their own words. Have we made any accusations against them yet? Nope. We just watching videos and we letting them talk. Right? Right. Listen.
Now, I know what they do because I used to ask them to do it.
I used to ask them to do it.
They do because I used to ask them to do it.
I used to ask them to do it. You know why he was able to ask people in the media to do stuff? Because he was part of the Mossad. So guess what? Even though you're in America and you're reporting on an American news station, guess what? I'm in the Israeli Mossad, which is a foreign government. I represent a foreign government, but I still get to tell you what to do. Listen.
Now, I know what they do because I used to ask them to do it. I mean, when I was in the Mossad, and we had a guy that gave us problems in the U.S., and he was speaking out, and
we had a guy in the U.S. I'm in the Israeli Mossad, a foreign entity. But there's people in the American government that would speak out. What did you do?
He was talking like Pete talked once and said, Israel is bombing Lebanon with cluster bombs.
So somebody would slip through the cracks and get on major media and be like, yeah, Israel is wrong. They're attacking Lebanon or another country with cluster bombs. They would speak the truth. Watch.
We say, hey, who's that guy? You know? And of course the campaign starts, and before you know it, the guy's leaving. And he's an anti-Semite.
All they had to do, once a guy does that, the groups start coming in and saying, he's an anti-Semite. Why is he an anti-Semite? Because he asked the question, hey, why are you dropping cluster bombs on these people? Now you're an anti-Semite. Now you get labeled. Now you can no longer be platformed or be on these news stations to speak. You can't. This is how this goes. The Israeli government controls the media. Listen.
It starts, and before you know it, the guy's leaving. And he's an anti-Semite. Because that's what we say it is.
It's a trick. We always use it.
It's a trick. Anti-Semite narrative. It is a trick. Oh, you guys didn't catch that. Listen.
We say it is.
It's a trick. We always use it. When from Europe somebody is criticizing Israel, then we bring out the Holocaust. When in this country people are criticizing Israel, then there are anti-Semitic.
So did you guys catch that? It's a trick. In this country, when somebody criticizes Israel, we just say they're anti-Semite. That's all you have to say, and it's over for you. Listen.
Trick, we always use it. When from Europe somebody is criticizing Israel, then we bring out the Holocaust. When in this country people are criticizing Israel, then there are anti-Semitic.
So the term anti-Semitic, when it's used against somebody, it's not used against somebody because they're literally anti-Semitic. It simply means that you are asking questions. You're using logic. You're bringing forth evidence to ask, hey, that doesn't sound exactly right. So what do? They label you an anti-Semitic, and all of a sudden now you have the damn plague. You're on the outskirts of society because you're asking questions. Hey, did we the Black Israelites, did we say this? Or did she say that? She said that. She said anti-Semitism is a trick. In their own, that's today's class, in their own words. Anti-Semitism is a trick. It's not real.
It's a trick. We always use it. When from Europe somebody is criticizing Israel, then we bring out the Holocaust. When in this country people are criticizing Israel, then there are anti-Semitic.
So it's a game. They're playing games. It's not real. The problem is that some of us are going to be persecuted behind speaking these truths. I hope you brothers understand that. This is not for our, I'm not doing this class to entertain you. I'm doing this to educate you and to prepare you. Because some of us are going to be persecuted behind speaking truth. Some of us will be killed and jailed behind speaking truth, just like the apostles were in the book of Acts. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. Let's move forward. So, real quick, I'm going to stop sharing my screen for 1 second. I just want to make sure that I have what I need here, which I don't. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put it on the screen, and I'm going to share with you guys something. Okay, we will build it while we fly. I'll wait for it to load. It's load slow. While it's loading, I want to make sure everybody that's listening to me, the class is understandable. If the class is understandable and y'all following along, put 1 in the chat. This is an interactive class. If y'all are following along and what I'm showing y'all is making sense, put 1 in the chat. Let me see them 1s in the chat. I want y'all to say what I'm saying. If it don't, put 2. If it doesn't make sense, put 2. I don't want y'all to say it makes sense because y'all think that's what I want to hear. I want to make sure it makes sense. Okay. Now let's look at this, guys. Let's somebody come look at this over here. Somebody come look at this over here. This is great. This is crazy. So they're crazy right here. So this is a website called Goyim TV Flyers. I don't care about them, right? So you guys understand this is put together by white people that hate black people too. But we don't care about that. We don't care. We're just going to look and see what we see. So anti-Semitism is a trick. First fly, they put out flyers. Some of you guys may have seen these flyers before, right? Let's go click on the first one. Every single aspect of the media is controlled by the small hats. So you have the major media corporations. You have Sony, Tom Rothman, Paramount, Bob Bakish, Fox, Charlie Collier, Comcast, Brian Roberts, Warner, David, whatever that name is, Zaslav, and Disney, Bob Iger. What do all these guys have in common? They wear that little bra cup on their head when they go to temple, all of them. And these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 companies control all the other companies underneath them. So under the banner of Sony, you have Columbia Pictures, Sony Pictures, Ron Perry, TriStar, and Pearl Harbor, right? Under Paramount, you have Paramount Pictures, you have Showtime, you have Paramount Global, CBS Studios, and Nickelodeon. For your children watch that. Under the banner of Fox, you have, right, Bento Box, you have TMZ, Harvey Levin, Mar Vista, Fox Sports, right? And then you have Fox Entertainment, so forth and so on. Under the banner of Comcast, you have DreamWorks, you have David Geffen, United International Pictures, NBC Universal. I used to work there. I've told you guys this before. Never heard the story? Maybe you just stick around. I'll tell you the story. I used to work for NBC. So a lot of y'all don't know that. Yes. Fandango. When you go to the movies, you bring your wife to the movies, whatever. Y'all are watching those previews. Fandango, that's owned by small hats. Okay? E. Larry Narmer. Shop. HQ. Tim Peterman. Okay. We have Warner. Who owns Warner? CNN. Some of you guys get all your news from CNN. HBO. I watch a lot of y'all favorite shows on HBO. Time, like Time Magazine, so forth and so on. Right? New Line Cinema. A lot of y'all movies that you watch, they control that too. Castle Rock, another thing that a lot of y'all movies that you watch. The CW Network, they control that too. Okay, let's come over here. Walt Disney, they brought out Marvel. All the superheroes that we grew up with, all your Marvel superheroes are controlled by Disney, Bob Iger. ESPN. A lot of y'all brothers, the first thing you do, you get up in the morning, especially y'all brothers love sports, you run to ESPN. It's controlled by the small hats. Touchstone Pictures. Lucasfilms. I love Star Wars. Listen, I actually like Star Wars. I do. It's controlled by them. Pixar. You let your children watch all those Disney movies. Does it come from Pixar films? Every summer there's a Pixar film. They control that too. And Vice magazine. You know, hey, some of you Israelites, y'all allow Vice magazine to come and interview you. That's controlled by them. They control everything. That's not a trope. That's the truth. Okay. We're gonna stop sharing that right now. Okay. We're gonna come back because there's more. There's more. Let's come back here. There's more. I don't care if I get through the whole lesson. I just want you guys to understand what I'm showing you. I don't care about getting through the whole lesson. That means nothing to me. want you guys to see what I'm showing you, right? Okay. Let's go back. Every single aspect of the scamdemic was controlled by them too. The CDC director at the time was a small hat. The deputy director was a small hat. The chief of staff was a small hat. The chief medical officer during the scamdemic was a small hat. The czar was a small hat. The HHS secretary was a small hat. The head of Pfizer, which is one of the head companies that brought you your jab, was a small hat. The chief scientist for Pfizer was a small hat. But they had competition. Moderna was also one of the companies that brought you your jab. That was a small hat. The chief scientist for Moderna was a small hat. BlackRock CEO, you know, they just bought back the Panama Canal. They were given control. That's a small hat. The CEO, the president, small hat. Vanguard CEO, small hat. The chief scientist for this, chief scientist for that, chief medical officer for that, all small hats. Somebody will tell you this is just a coincidence. Every single aspect of the slave trade was controlled by them. We'll go back. We ain't gotta. A lot of your parents, you give your children, you don't have time for your children, you give them over to the TV, they watch Disney. All the people that control Disney and all the agendas with Disney are small hats. The CEO, small hat of Disney. The senior vice president, a small hat. The chairman, a small hat. The CFO, the chief financial officer, is a small hat. The chief, the executive VP is a small hat. Another executive VP is a small hat. The chairman is a small hat. The board of directors is a small hat. Come on, let's go. What are we talking about here? Let's go. Let's continue. Abortion, which mainly plagues our community. Who's known as the father of abortion? A small hat. Who was the president of Planned Parenthood, which pushes abortion? A small hat. Who started Planned Parenthood with Margaret Sanger and her sister Ethel Byrne? A small hat. Okay, guys. You guys get the idea. You get the idea. We don't have to go through all this. You brothers that like pornography, who's in charge of that? The small hats. The alphabet community with the women, us, the small hats are at the beginning of that too. They're at the forefront of all that. Anyway, you guys get the idea. So if you guys want to have access to all these flyers for your use, you guys can see the website I went to is Goyim TV Flyers. It's GTV Flyers. So it's GTV Flyers.st. I'm giving you guys my sources. See, demonstration beats conversation. Even though it's certain groups that don't like our people too that put these things together, it doesn't mean that the stuff is not true. It's true. I've gone and I've researched this stuff. This stuff is true. It's true. It is what it is. Okay. All right, so let's continue in the PowerPoint. If you guys are wondering why it is that our people are always depicted the same way in movies and TV and music, like why is it we can't have a different image? Like, why can't we make movies about the greatness of our people and talk about our great history and everything? Well, yeah, I'm glad you asked. Let's watch this video because it's going to answer the question. That's a great question.
These images conceal memories. Beneath Hollywood's familiar stories lies a hidden history of persecution.
Beneath Hollywood's stories lies a hidden history. What's the hidden history behind Hollywood stories?
And murder, which haunted a small group of men, not American cowboys, but Jewish immigrants. This is the story of the founders of Hollywood.
Wait, because they said that's a trope.
Praise your screen. Share your screen. We can't see nothing.
Okay, yeah. So all praises. My bad. 1 second. I'm glad you said that. So I'll share the screen again. My bad. We're going to go back to the beginning. Listen.
These images conceal memories. Beneath Hollywood's familiar stories lies a hidden history of persecution and murder, which haunted a small group of men, not American cowboys, but Jewish immigrants. This is the story of the founders of Hollywood.
So the Jews who founded Hollywood, the small hats, they founded Hollywood. They will tell you this is a trope. It's racist to say that. Meanwhile, they admit it at the same mouth. They admit, yeah, we did found Hollywood because they did.
The story of the idea that became their America and ours.
Their idea. Wait, no, we're not gonna go past right that. What did he say? He said the story of what became their America and ours, meaning what they give you, the perception they give you, is what all of us believe, even if it's not true.
What is America? Is America?
Persecution and murder, which haunted a small group of men, not American cowboys, but Jewish immigrants. This is the story of the founders of Hollywood, the story of the idea that became their America and ours.
What is America to me? A name, a map, or a flag I see, a certain word, democracy. What is America to me? A house I live in, a plot of earth, street.
Modern America first saw light on a Hollywood screen. It was largely the product of 6 movie studios established in the 1920s and run for over 30 years by a group of Jewish immigrants.
Hollywood, in its inception, was run by a group of 6 Jewish immigrants. But they say we lied about this. It's crazy. Let's keep watching.
They had strikingly similar backgrounds.
All races and religions, that's America.
All of these men who founded Hollywood were born within a 500-mile radius of one another. And all of them wound up roughly within 15 miles of one another in Los Angeles. One could say that the American dream was really born in Eastern Europe.
The American dream, in our perception of what it is, was born in Eastern Europe, because the people that founded Hollywood and what we know as Hollywood today was them. These are facts. We're gonna move on from this. This video is very long. It's an hour long. I'm not gonna give y'all that. You know what I'm saying? If you're in the academy, maybe the future academies, I'll play more for my academy members. But yeah, just know we don't just talk, we demonstrate. Let's keep going. Keep going. Okay. Now, so we understand that they founded Hollywood, all these things like that, but let's bring it up to modern times today. They are still claiming that they own America. So, for you guys that are looking at this on the PowerPoint, before we play the video, what does it say? It says, we own the Senate. This is a foreign government. This is Netanyahu. We own the Senate and the Congress. America won't force us into anything. This is your current Israeli prime minister saying this in 1980. We own them. They already knew back then. Listen.
אנחנו הולכים למסלול התנגשות עם הממשל האמריקאי. ארצות הברית זה לא מקשה אחת.
We have the Senate, so I have to, because they're speaking in their language. So I got to give you the subtitles. We have the Senate, the Congress, and a record strong small hat lobby on our side. We running this. You guys wonder why is it we tell our Black politicians, African American politicians, you know, what our wants, our needs are, what we want, and they don't do what we tell them, because a lot of your politicians are in office because they got funding from the small hats. That's why they're there. That's the whole reason why they're there. They wouldn't have won their race if the small hats didn't back them and give them money. They control that.
יש את הסנאט, יש את הקונגרס, יש את הכוח היהודי שהוא עצום, יותר חזק משהיה, אבל אנחנו הולכים, יש את הקונגרס, יש את הכוח היהודי שהוא עצום, יותר חזק משהיה אי פעם.
Let's go to the next slide. Let's read Isaiah chapter 40, verse 15. It says, behold, the nations are as a drop of a bucket, and are counted as a small dust of the balance. Behold, he taketh up the isles as a very small thing. This is a scripture that we as the Israelites, or they mislabel us the Black Israelites, we use this. We say, hey, the Most High said the nations are as a drop of a bucket and are counted as a small dust of the balance. They're nothing. You'll have the Christian apologists. You guys are racist. That's crazy. You can't say that. Okay. With these terrible people. Okay. What do the small hats say about Isaiah 40 and verse 15? Let's listen to them. Because apparently we got it wrong. You guys are racist. Okay. Let's listen to what the small hats say about the same scripture that we teach. Listen.
The difference between a Jew to a goy, to a non-Jew, and we are talking now even the most righteous goy, not an idol worshiper, a great Gentile person, great personality, loving Jew, respecting God, everything fine with him. But this is a Jew compared to him, according to the book of God. The Jew is like the water that you bring from the lake in the bucket.
The Jew is like what? The Jew is like the water that you bring from a lake from a bucket. That's Isaiah 40, verse 15. That the Christians will argue with us and tell us we are racist for teaching this. That's what they tell us, right? Okay. Let's listen to how they break it down. Listen.
To the book of God. The Jew is like the water that you bring from the lake in the bucket. And the Gentile is the few drops that stick to the side of the bucket when you put it down. This is the comparison of God between the Jew to a non-Jew. And again, I'm not making it up. I'm giving you the source. Isaiah chapter 40, verse 15.
Just look at it. I don't have to say it. Just look at it. They break the scripture down the same way we do. We're called anti-Semites. We're called racists. We saw in the video earlier, we are called extremists, right? Is that not what they said? They said we are extremists. Meanwhile, their breakdown of Isaiah 40 and 15 is the same as ours. It's crazy.
In the bucket. And the Gentile is the few drops that stick to the side of the bucket when you put it down. This is the comparison of God between the Jew to a non-Jew. And again, I'm not making it up. I'm giving you the source. Isaiah chapter 40, verse 15. Go and check. In any language you want, it's the same meaning.
Go and check in any language that you want. The Gentiles are the drop in the bucket. They're the nation that the Mossad is not dealing with. Go and check in any language that you want. That, when he says it, it's not extremism. When we say it, now we are extremists. You guys see this? Somebody, this is crazy. Let's keep going. Yeah, this devil right here. When we say it, when they say it, there's silence. When we say it, there's an uproar. But we're breaking down scripture the same way. The only controversy is who is the Jew. Our side and their side say whoever's the Jew is God's chosen. Whoever's not the Jew is like a drop in the bucket. They're nothing. They're nothing. We agree. He doesn't have a problem when they say it. He only has a problem when we say it. That's why we have to get them on camera. What's today's class called? In what words? Their words.
Bucket when you put it down. This is the comparison of God between the Jew to a non-Jew. And again, I'm not making it up. I'm giving you the source. Isaiah chapter 40, verse 15.
In their words. Y'all got it? Okay. Let's move on. Let's move on. Some of you Israelites see y'all as Trump supporters. Now, we can agree with some of his policy, yeah, of course. But some of y'all are Trump supporters completely. Like, it's crazy. So, I do want you guys to understand how the small hats look at Trump. What does it say right here? He does what we tell him. He's a puppet. He's our puppet. He does what we tell him. Now, we could go on, as Israelites, we could go on the streets and we could say, yeah, Donald Trump is a puppet. And people are going to look at us like, you crazy, whatever. That's why today's class is called Not in Our Words, in Their Words. Listen.
You know what else, Jim? I just want to say this to our Christian friends, you know, just to call it as it is and say it straight out, you know, you guys are worshiping one Jew. That's a mistake. You should be worshiping every single one of us because we all.
Crazy. Y'all caught that? That was crazy. Some of y'all, that went right over your head. You guys are worshiping one Jew. What he's referring to is that, which is not even true. He's saying that we worship Christ. We know the Bible, Christ told us to worship the Father in John chapter 4. Christ told us to worship the Father. But let's not even argue that right now. He's saying you guys worship one Jew, which they believe is Jesus Christ, a white man, by the way, that's what they believe. He says, no, don't just worship Jesus. Worship all of us white Jews that call ourselves Jews. Y'all didn't hear that? Listen again. He said, you Oh, we should be worshiping this little small hat right here. We should worship him and him. Listen.
You know what else, Jim? I just want to say this to our Christian friends, you know, just to call it as it is and say it straight out, you know, you guys are worshiping one Jew. That's a mistake. You should be worshiping every single one of us because.
Hey, it's a mistake. Hey, you Israelites that's listening to me right now, you guys are off. It is a mistake. We need to be worshiping all the dudes that wear the little bra cup on their head. We need to be worshiping all of them. You guys are off. Repent.
Saying straight out, you know, you guys are worshiping one Jew. That's a mistake. You should be worshiping every single one of us because we all die for your sins every single day. And that's exactly what's going on here. We're all God's firstborn. We're dying for your sins right now because the Jewish people in the land of Israel are the bulwark against the orcs.
I swear to God, with your
This is fun. This is good stuff. I love it. I'm not even mad. You have to laugh at this. I'm not showing you guys this stuff to get mad. I'm showing it to you guys to laugh at it. I'm saying in their own words. We should be worshiping all them devils. That's why when we don't go to where they want us to go, they call you anti-Semite. You're supposed to be worshiping them. What are you doing?
You know what else?
Let's move on. This devil has no shame in calling for genocide. Listen, let's bring the volume up. Listen.
What do you think about Donald Trump saying he's going to take Gaza?
Because a lot of you guys are Trump supporters. You guys think Donald Trump is that? Listen, they're telling you Donald Trump works for them. Listen.
What do you think about Donald Trump saying he's going to take Gaza?
I think it's for sure the right thing to wipe out Gaza, and I think he's coming a little bit to wake the Jews up.
And so do you think it'd be a good idea for the United States and for Donald Trump to take Gaza?
I think the right thing is that the Jews should take Gaza, and we could see that Donald Trump didn't do whatever he wanted to do because we didn't let him.
Up. Too fast. Because we didn't let him. Because we didn't let him. Translation, he works for us too. Where you Israelites said that are Donald Trump supporters, where y'all at? Y'all are asleep. You're asleep too.
But I think he's coming to wake us up, and we are even less strong than Donald Trump, and we Jews, and we still have mercy on our enemies, and it's not the right thing to do because we don't want another 7th of October.
Do the Jews here in Israel support Donald Trump?
A lot of Jews support, and there's also for our sadness, there's also a lot of Jews that are mistaken and saying that they're also human and they should.
Wait. There are a lot of small hats that are mistaken that are saying people that are other than small hats are human. I want you guys to hold that because, you know, Priest, I got something for this later. They're saying that people outside of them are human. When these people believe that nobody outside of them are human, I'm going to show you. Yes, I'm going to show you. That's what they teach. Let's go to the next slide. We leave that right there. It's crazy. Okay. Let's read the Bible now. Ezekiel 35, starting from verse 1. It says, "Moreover, the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Mount Seir, and prophesy against it, and say unto it, Thus saith the Lord God, Behold, O Mount Seir, I am against thee, and I will stretch out mine hand against thee, and I will make thee most desolate." Verse 4, "And I will lay thy cities waste, and thou shalt be desolate, and thou shalt know that I am the Lord." Verse 5, "Because thou hast had a perpetual hatred." Perpetual. What does the word perpetual mean? It means a continuing or everlasting hatred. So Edom or Esau had a perpetual hatred against their brothers, Jacob. It's continuing forever. The so-called Edomites have had a continuing or forever hatred against our people. And Edom falls into many families. Let's move on. I want to start this video at 14 minutes and 43 seconds. What is it called? Religious Jews, small hats, are asked about the Talmud, right? So start playing. Great. Oh, wonderful. Now we're going to go to 14 minutes and 43 seconds. Let's go a little further, a little before that, okay? Well, I'm at 14 minutes and 38 seconds. You guys got to prepare yourselves for this now. They've been asked about the Talmud. I need for you guys to everybody lock in and pay attention. This is crazy. Listen.
It'll be on the same channel.
Okay.
Okay. So now they're being asked about their Talmud. You might ask yourself, what are they being asked about their Talmud? That's a great question. Listen.
It'll be on the same channel.
This is what I'm going to tell you guys. I have to do this because they're not speaking English. So the reason why I went back is because I'm going to have to pause it like a lot of times to make understanding understood. If you can't understand what I'm doing, this is not the class for you. Just go somewhere else. I have to stop it a lot of times to make understanding understood. Let's go.
Okay.
אוקיי, אז השאלה...
Stop. First stop. The non-Jews, a face only a mother could love. The non-Jews are animals. This is what this is in Israel. The non-Jews are animals and beasts, as it is written. It's written that we're beasts. Listen, and you say, I'm a Jew, I'm an Israelite. No, they don't see you as Israelites. They see you as a beast. Listen. You are right. It isn't written that they are animals. Come on. There's an explanation for them being animals. Listen.
רגע, זה מה שאני רוצה להבין. רגע, שקט. אז כן, מה כתוב? זה מה שאני לא מבין. כתוב שאתם קרויים אדם, והגויים לא...
And the non-Jews, this is a face only a mother could love. And the non-Jews are not called human. You guys see that? Where's vocab alone for this? Where's the Christian apologist for this? And the non-Jews are not called human. Translation, if you are not one of them, one of their people, they say you're not human. You guys don't see that? I didn't make this up. Today's class is in their own words. In their own words, they say, we are not human if we're not them. That's what they say. And that is what is written. What? But they said, we are the extremists. This face right here, he's not extremist. We're extremists. Okay.
לא קרויים אדם, זה מה שאני... לא קרויים? לא קרויים אדם, לא קוראים להם אדם. אוקיי, אז מה קוראים להם? אדם זה הדמה לעליון. אדם הוא בן אדם שהוא שונה מהבהמה. אם הבן אדם עושה את מעשה הבהמה, אז הוא כמו הבהמה, מה זה שווה? כל בן אדם צריך לשלוט על עצמו. זה היהודים שלו.
So they say themselves, they control themselves, right? Okay.
Okay. אומר להם לעשות דבר והם לא עושים, אז הוא בן אדם.
אוקיי, ומישהו שהוא לא יהודי, אבל יש מישהו שהוא לא יהודי שעושה מה שצריך, הוא בן אדם או לא בן אדם?
צריך לעשות דברים נורמליים, בדרך כלל הם עושים, הם יכולים להרוג אנשים שלא רואים אותם. יהודי לא ירוג.
They say a small hat will never kill a small hat, okay?
יהודי אפילו שלא רואים אותם. אם אחד גוי, כן?
אבל יש יהודים שהורגים יהודים.
יש.
יגאל עמיר, רבי פופר.
יהודי שמתנהג כמו יהודי, ודאי יש יהודים שלא מתנהגים.
אוקיי, אבל רגע, מה שאני לא מבין, זה כל הגויים הם איך קוראים?
שנייה, אדוני. אני יכול להגיד לך משהו?
אם אין להם ציבור.
אדם זה על שם אדם אלא.
The word human refers to the image of God. Okay, keep going. We changed it. So the word human means in the image of God. But we changed it. We said that. We don't like that definition. Keep going. Now the image of God means the Jewish people, the small hats, they changed it. They're telling you in their own words, are we lying on them? Or are we just listening to what they're saying? We're listening to what they're saying. Okay? Listen. So the non-Jews are all the non-Jews that you see. That includes us. What? All around the world in the billions. They exist for their benefit. You exist for their benefit. That's what they're telling you. Listen. Today we are in exile. So automatically they don't yet serve us completely. Wait. We're in captivity. So the small hats are saying they're in captivity. That's the reason why they're not being served. Let's keep watching. Wait, let's go back.
He gonna get a monster shock, man. He gonna get a rude awakening in the end.
כל בן אדם צריך לשרת את היהודים. כל הגויים שאתה רואה שיש בעולם, המיליארדים האלה, הם הכל רק בשביל שהיהודים יהיה להם איזה תועלת.
עכשיו,
אנחנו לא רואים את זה, אנחנו לא יודעים בדיוק.
היות ואנחנו בגלות, אז אוטומטי עדיין הם מאוד לא משרתים אותנו לגמרי, רק חלקית.
כל אחד יהיה לו, כשמשיח יבוא, אז כל אחד יהיה לו...
Wait, go back. Listen.
אז אוטומטי עדיין הם מאוד לא משרתים אותנו לגמרי, רק חלקית.
כל אחד יהיה לו, כשמשיח יבוא...
God, I keep messing it up. I don't know why shit keeps happening. Hold on. We're gonna get that. Wait.
היות ואנחנו בגלות, אז אוטומטי עדיין הם מאוד לא...
So automatically they don't yet serve us. In other words, they're saying that we're not serving them yet because they're in captivity. Listen. It says, when the Messiah will come, each one of us will have, this is the white man talking, their vocab doesn't argue against it all. When the Messiah will come, each one of us will have what? What does that say right there? What does that say right there? What's the white man saying he's going to have when their Messiah come? What's the white man right there saying he's going to have when his Messiah comes? They say they're going to have 2,800 slaves. But when we say it, we're extremists. But the white man is saying the same thing. What are we talking about?
בינתיים המשיח לא כאן, אז איך הם משרתים אותנו?
הם בונים לנו רכבים.
Wait, he said we're gonna. What did he say? What did he say? What did he say?
כל אחד יהיה לו
יהיה לו כמה...
בינתיים המשיח לא כאן, אז איך הם משרתים אותנו?
הם בונים לנו רכבים.
They said we're gonna build their cars. What else we gonna build? Come on. We're gonna build their apartments and buildings. You guys seeing this? Is somebody seeing this? This is them talking, and then they say only these guys are not extremists. Only us. Get the F out of here. This is Isaiah chapter 60, verse 8 through 12. It says, "Who are these that fly as a cloud, and as the doves of their windows? Surely the isle shall wait for me, and the ships of Tarshish first, to bring thy sons from far, the silver and the gold with them, unto the name of the Lord thy God, and unto the Holy One of Israel, because he hath glorified thee." Verse 10, "And the sons of strangers shall build thy walls." Where do you think them small hats was getting that talking points from? They're getting it from Isaiah chapter 60. They know that's correct. The only argument is, are they the people or are we the people? That's the only argument. We say we're the people. They say they're the people. But we both agree that whoever's the people, everybody else is going to serve you. But guess what? The Christian apologists only make it bad when we say it. Let's move on. This is crazy. But I'm showing y'all, they say the same thing. This is crazy. All right. We're going to pick it up from the beginning, right? We're not done. We're not done. The video is called, "Do You Believe the Gentiles," which they say we are, "will be slaves for the Jews?" Wait a minute. The Christian apologist community say, "You Israelites, you're racist. You are racist. You guys are speaking racism." Meanwhile, the so-called Jews are saying the same thing. And guess where they're drawing from? Leviticus 26 and Deuteronomy 28. Look, watch the video, man. So it starts off, Israelis, the small hats in Israel. "Do you think the Gentiles, which they say we are, will one day be slaves to the Jews?" You black Israelites, you're racist. You teach racism. Meanwhile, the people in the land of Israel that call themselves Jews are teaching the same thing from the same scriptures that we teach. It's crazy. Listen.
Okay, so because I've heard other things, other religious groups, not you guys, will say things like when the Messiah comes, that non-Jews will end up being like slaves to Jews and things like that. Is that part of, like, where does that come from?
What you're saying is correct.
Wait. What you are saying is, I can't read. What does that say? It says correct. The so-called white man that calls himself a Jew is saying our breakdowns of the scriptures, when we say the other nations are going to serve us, they're saying that's correct. The only difference is who are they the people or we the people? That's the only difference. They're saying what we say is correct. This is in their own words. Wait, no, let's go back. Pretty made it up. Listen.
I've heard other things, other religious groups, not you guys, will say things like when the Messiah comes, that non-Jews will end up being like slaves to Jews and things like that. Is that part of, like, where does that come from?
What you're saying is correct. What you're saying is correct.
And what does it mean?
But that's only when all the Jewish people around the world and here are acting like proper Jews.
Okay.
And none of the Jews around here are acting like proper Jews.
Why is he scared to show his face? Anyway, that's not important. I just wanted to ask y'all, why is he scared to show his face? Let's keep going.
So that's not.
And also, what does it mean that they'll be slaves? Like, what does that mean? First of all, where does it come from? Where does that idea come from?
I explained to you. It says if all the Jews around the world, which is 6 million or 8 million Jews around the world, are acting like good Jews. They're praying 3 times a day. The women cover their hair. They're not making any sins. They're not doing any sins. Then it's a different. Then we're acting like a chosen people. So then God says, you're acting like chosen people. So the other people, the rest of the people, will serve you.
Y'all still ashamed to teach what y'all teach? Y'all still ashamed to teach the nation's going to serve you? Because the white man wants you to be ashamed of that, Israelites, you black Israelites. The white man wants you to be ashamed of that. Meanwhile, he's teaching the same thing. Let's keep going. No, let's keep going.
But if the Jewish people are acting like nowhere near the chosen people at all, most of the Jewish people are intermarrying, not keeping the Sabbath, not eating non-kosher, not keeping the holidays, intermarrying. The women don't dress properly. They don't go to synagogue. The men don't keep Shabbat. That is all. There's nowhere near. They're nowhere near anywhere acting like the chosen people. So there's nothing to talk about that. That is only when all the people act like proper people. Then.
So the only way that they're going to get us to be their slaves, according to them, is only when we're acting like the proper people. Okay. Let's move on. Because y'all say, I don't want you guys to think by any means that I'm just isolating stuff. We're going to pick it up from another guy, right? So let's keep going, right? 9 minutes and 24 seconds. Let's keep going. Let's pay attention.
Okay. It sounds very kinky. I like it. Okay. Well, I'll ask in English. Do you believe that the Gentiles, the Goyim, will one day become the slaves of the Jews?
So I believe it's gonna.
I believe it is part of the Torah. Wait a minute! They keep coming. Do you guys understand does everybody understand what's happening? Is everybody watching what's happening? As the world condemns the black Israelites for what we're teaching, do you guys see what's happening? The small hats that are looking at the same Torah and the same Tanakh are coming to the same understanding. But do you guys see how they're not being condemned the way we are? Am I the only one seeing this? This is crazy. Listen.
Hey, slave. Hello. He is my slave.
Okay.
The white man over here, and he's my soldier.
Okay.
I'm his soldier.
It sounds very kinky. I like it. Okay. Well, I'll ask in English. Do you believe that the Gentiles, the Goyim, will one day become the slaves of the Jews?
So I believe it's.
I believe it is part of the Torah. Listen.
It's part of the Torah.
Okay.
Not a slave like a slave today. We're like gonna beat them and then they become a slave. They're gonna see how much the Torah is meaningful, and they don't want the Jewish person to work. So they say, we help you in everything, and you learn Torah. It's gonna be a big world peace.
Okay.
So it's like,
and when is this gonna happen?
It's not today. Mashiach gonna come to.
It's going to happen when Messiah comes. Well, that's what we teach. We teach that the other nations are going to be subjugated when the Messiah comes. Why is it a problem when we teach it, but it's not a problem when they teach it, when literally they're teaching the same things? But somebody says, okay, you're picking on a few. Okay, so let's bring somebody else. Let's bring somebody else. Somebody else. It's all the same thing. Listen. So we have our guy Asaf here. He's a traditional small hat. So he got the little bra cup on his head. We have another small hat. Well, I'm trying to show you guys. This is not marginalized beliefs. This is they. Just listen. Do you believe that the Gentiles, which they say we are, will be our slaves? Meaning this guy right here, a face only a mother could love. Black man, black woman, Latino man, Latin woman. Are you going to be his slave one day? Let's see what he says. Listen. Y'all read that. Y'all read that. It says, yes, you about to be his slave. It's in the Torah. But this is not racism or nothing. Only when we fight against it is it a problem. Nobody talks about this. But you guys just sat here and watched for the last 10 minutes. These people telling you they want you to be their slaves. Nobody has a problem with that. When you say it, it's a problem. We're not going to watch the rest of this. We're not. We have this brother right here, this brother right here, that has decided he wants to join their community. When they're telling you that you're going to be a slave, he wants to join their community. And he says he's fighting racism in their community. Watch the video.
I was just walking down the block with my family. And, your typical kabod guy, white beard, stopped at the tracks, just staring, slack-jawed, open mouth, while we crossed the street. And I turned around and waved at him and said, Shabbat Shalom. If you can stare, you can say hello. So he figured out how his mouth worked, he kept on with his day.
Got the little bra cup on his head. Mm-hmm.
But that was yesterday. That was like this past week. The way people think about the American Jewish narrative, or just the Jewish narrative in general, is generally a Eurocentric, Ashkenormative lens.
Because the white people believe it only belongs to them. You don't belong. Hey, guys, if you want to see the rest of this video, you have to join the Future Academy in the future. I'll show you guys. I'm just kind of, you hit this. My academy knows I'll play the videos. I'm not going to play it for you guys in the Sabbath right now. Just know. This is Amos chapter 8, verse 11. It says, behold, the days come, saith the Lord God, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread, nor thirst of water, but of hearing of the word, that time is coming again. And they shall wander from sea to sea, and from north even to the east. And they shall run to and fro to seek the word of the Lord, and shall not find it. The time is coming where we're going to be barred from teaching what we teach. That's why I'm teaching so heavy now. That's why I do these academies, even when I don't want to do them. I do these academies right now. Famine, i.e. truth, is compared to bread. Sea to sea is figurative in search of the living waters. People are going to be looking for this truth. There's going to come a time where we're not allowed on social media no more, nothing else. Teach this word, and you know. It is what it is. That's what's coming. Let's move on. Now, in their own words, because time is of the essence, right? We're going to go to their Talmud, right? I want you guys to see this. Again, for you guys that are on Clubhouse, you can't see this. If you can click the link at the top of the room so you guys can actually see what I'm teaching you guys. It's important. Let's go to their Talmud. It says, not Adam, aka not human. This is Bava Metzia 11:4b. I want you guys to look at the highlighted portion that I have right here. It says, Jewish people are called man. So the small hats, they call themselves Jewish. They consider themselves a man. But Gentiles, which even us Israelites, they don't acknowledge us as Israelites. But Gentiles are not called man. They don't even acknowledge you as being a man. This is in their Talmud. Bava Metzia 11:4b. You guys can see it. I'll make sure demonstration based conversation is right there. Anybody outside their paradigm is not considered a real man. This is in their writings. They can't escape it. There's more. Let's go to the next one. According to them, you and I, yes, you and I, you black Israelites, you should be put to death for studying the Torah. Preacher made it up. No, this is Sanhedrin 59a. What does it say? And Rabbi Yohanan says, a Gentile, which they consider us, a Gentile who engages in Torah study is liable to receive the death penalty. You guys see that? Why do you guys think they don't want us reading this stuff? As it is stated, Moses commanded unto us a law, an inheritance to the congregation of Jacob, indicating that it is an inheritance for us. The small hat said it's for them. Nigga, you have no business. It is inheritance for us and not for them. Nigga, you have no business reading our stuff. But it's not their stuff, it's our stuff. This is how they think about you. Let's keep going. Hey, this is Sanhedrin 108b. 108b concerning your black skin, because some of y'all, we want to know what they think about you. This is in their own words. Small hats, right? We're in Sanhedrin 108b, right? Let's read right here. It says, the sages taught 3 violated that directive and engaged in intercourse while on the ark. So according to them, from God, there was a law that said that you could not have sex, you could not have intercourse while you're on Noah's ark. See that right there? You couldn't have sex. Okay. We're going to skip all this bullshit. Let's come right down here. I want y'all to see this. It says the sages taught 3 violated that directive and engaged in intercourse on the ark. So there was 3 people, according to the small hats, that violated the law that you couldn't have intercourse on the ark. Who are the 3? Dogs, the dog, they violated that. Let's go back. I don't know why they did that. It was the dogs violated that. The raven violated that. And Ham, the son of Noah, violated that directive that you couldn't have sex on the ark, which is not in the Bible. But I just want you guys to see how the small hats think. Let's keep reading. The dog was punished in that it was bound. Okay. The raven was punished in that it spits. Okay. Here comes. And Ham was afflicted in that his skin was turned black. It's crazy.
Hey, priest, could I say something real quick?
Go ahead, man. This is crazy.
Isn't that eerily similar to that weirdo cracker, Joseph Smith, that at the Amish, not the Amish, Jesus Christ Latter-day
Mormons.
Yes. Exactly.
Yes.
They said in their comic book that, right, and it's even bugged out more than this, that we black people were cursed with black skin because we didn't take a stand. We didn't fight with the angels against Lucifer. It's all comic book foolishness, but the common thread is our skin complexion is a curse. That's what they saying.
So, brothers and sisters, black man, black woman, Latino man, Latino woman, Native American man, Native American woman that has some melanin in your skin, according to the Talmud, you're black because Ham had sex on the ark. He wasn't supposed to have sex on the ark. But here's the thing. Here's today's class. It's in their own work. Have we made anything up on them yet? Have we made any charges on them that we haven't demonstrated? No. We're just reading what they write. This is crazy. There's more. There's more. Right. Look at this. This is from Bereshith, this is also in the Talmud. Bereshith, Rabbah 36. We're gonna come out of here, and what we're gonna do, right? We're gonna draw on this. We build this while we fly, right? We build it while we fly. All praises. Okay, let's come to the slideshow now. Okay, so it says, this is from Genesis chapter 9, verse 25. We're going to pick it up right here in the middle of it, so we don't have to read all this. He said, you prevented me from producing a young son to attend to me. Therefore, that man, your son Canaan, will be a slave to his brothers, which the Bible doesn't say. Let's keep reading. Who are servants to me. Rav Huna said in the name of Rav Yosef, Noah said, you prevented me from performing an act that is done in darkness to my sex. Therefore, that man, Canaan, will be ugly and darkened. I'm laughing because we have to laugh at this because the so-called small hats will tell you they don't know what you're talking about when we tell them that their Talmud is racist. They say, I don't know what you're talking about. Meanwhile, we have these websites like Safaria that have this stuff here. It's not hard to find it. In other words, it's saying to be dark is ugly. maybe I don't know. Let's keep going. We have to do a hidden history, right? A hidden history. Listen, guys. Damn, time is almost up. Yeah, you guys are gonna lose it. My academy is gonna get this later, but the rest of y'all are gonna lose the rest of this because I'm trying to go fast. I'm trying not to talk too much. But listen, did you guys notice? Listen.
5 Jewish American colonists that you should know. First, we have David Levy Yulee. Prior to the Civil War, David was a U.S. Senator for the state of Florida, but during the Civil War, he supported the Confederacy.
You have the small hats. Small hats act like they don't know what we're talking about. You guys were a big part of slavery. You only blame it on the regular Edomites. No, you small hats were a big part of slavery too. You understand? We would know it. Listen.
5 Jewish American colonists that you should know. First, we have David Levy Yulee. Prior to the Civil War, David was a U.S. Senator for the state of Florida, but during the Civil War, he supported the Confederacy. He used the wealth he accumulated from his sugar plantation, where he held approximately 1,000 slaves, to support the Confederate cause.
He had 1,000 slaves. This is small hat. So-called small hat had 1,000 slaves on his plantation that supported the Confederacy.
Was burned down by the Yankees, of course. David was born to Moses Levy, who worked for the Sultan of Morocco before moving to the Americas.
Time is up there. I says, guys, I'm not going to give y'all everything. The academy is going to get everything. My academy is going to get everything. I want you guys to understand. We also have books here. It's called The Small Hats and Negro Slavery in the South. You guys never heard of this book. You don't know what this book is about. It says The Small Hats and Negro Slavery in the South. Hey guys, what if I told you guys that let's read page 12. We're gonna stop right here. The rest of this is only for my academy. So read page 12. The name of the book is called what? What's the name of the book called? The Small Hats and Negro Slavery in the South. Okay. Page 12. We're gonna start at page 12. It's not far in the book. It says previous students of the American small hat scene have appeared to be reluctant to investigate the question of the small hat participation in the slave system. It says works on local Jewish history in Southern communities in particular have either glossed over, or altogether ignored this basic aspect of life. No, that's all you guys gonna get. Nope. That's all you get. Yeah. The rest is for my academy. No, the rest of my academy. Listen, yeah, we're not playing games. Yeah. Yeah. So, if the class was good, you guys understand things and it made sense, you guys can put one in the chat. I apologize to y'all. I know some of y'all are mad at me right now. You should have showed everything. Yeah. No, I got to leave stuff from our academy that actually comes here on Sundays and gives up their personal time to learn. I offered it to everybody, but the academy comes, you know what I'm saying? They come to learn because they know that I'm going to give it to them. So shout out to the academy. But you brothers and sisters, y'all understand. Zab, I want you to say anything you want to say before I give them this last thing. The floor is yours, King.
Yeah, Khan. Beautiful class, man. I just wanted to bring out one scripture before I turn it back to you. You probably had it in the PowerPoint or have it, but I still think it needs to be brought out again. It's the book of Jeremiah, chapter 16, verse 19. It says, O Lord, my strength and my fortress and my refuge in the day of affliction, the Gentiles. When you look up Gentiles, right? It's translate to goy, which means the nations, right? Not talking about Israel, but the nations. It says, O Lord, my strength and my fortress and my refuge in the day of affliction, the Gentiles shall come unto thee from the ends of the earth, and shall say, surely our fathers have inherited lies, vanity, and things wherein there is no profit. So all you so-called fake Jews who you want to take our identity and you want to make up stories, that's why Hollywood was created by them, man. They got some crazy imagination. But in the end, we're going to see that all of it is lies and vanity. And the world shall know that we are the true chosen of the Mossad God. So I just wanted to bring that out, man. All they doings is gonna be for nothing. It's gonna be for vain. It's gonna come to naught. So they could build and do whatever they want and lie to the people, but at the end we gonna know who the truth is. All right. So with that, I say shalom.
All praise, Allah, real quick. So let's do this real quick. I need you guys to stay here. Everybody stay here. Nobody go nowhere right now. We're gonna do this real quick. Okay. So we're on our camp website, lionsofisrael.com. When it comes to the tab, it says more, right? So when it comes to the tab, it says donations, right? So we want you, brothers and sisters, real quick. I don't know why so we're on the tab, it says donations, right? So we're on donations. Guys, there's many ways to help the camp. We appreciate everybody that's been helping us. 1,000%, right? We have the PayPal. Come to our website, the Lions of Israel. Just click that link. It'll take you to the right place. Zelle, it'll take you to the right place, right? That link that says donate now, right? Bitcoin, so forth and so on. We've made some changes as to the direction that you'll be directed to donate to us. Many of y'all donating to us. We made some changes. So please come to the website. It's the easiest way. TheLionsofIsrael.com. Click on the tab that says more. Come to donations. It will take you where you need to go to help us in our work. We appreciate all of you, brothers and sisters. All you brothers and sisters is amazing. We love y'all. And all praise to the Most High for you, brothers and sisters. All right. So I just wanted to say that real quick. All right. Let me stop sharing for 1 second. All right. Let's do this real quick. This is I have to do this. I'm gonna kind of bleed into other classes, but it's okay. I'm not gonna be long. Real quick. This is James chapter 1, verse 1. It says, from whence come wars and fightings amongst you? Come they not hence even of your own lusts in your members? So there are wars and fightings that take place amongst the saints. Where do they come from? They come from your lusts and your members. So some of y'all might be like, well, what is that talking about? Okay, let's explain that as well, right? We're going to do a comparative text. This is James chapter 4, verse 1. In other translations, What causes fights and quarrels amongst you? Do they not come from your desires that battle within you? A lot of the stuff that you guys see in the Israelite community today, the Israelites are doing, it comes from within. It really comes from within. In other words, you have a desire. You see a brother that has a position, a status, whatever you want to say, that you aspire to as a man or a woman. And you don't know how to get there. Then this brother or this sister that has that position gets into a position where now they're being judged, whatever like that. And you jump in, not because you're really judging the matter. No. You're judging the matter because you desire the position. Yeah, we're going to have to talk about James chapter 4. I gave y'all something else outside of the rebuke, but just understand the rebuke is coming right back because we got to talk about these things. This shit is crazy. A lot of you Israelites, y'all are crazy. I'm telling you. A lot of the rebuke that I see on social media is not really for rebuke. It's because you want the position, and that's why you're rebuking. And I see you. With that being said, I'll deal with that another time. If you are not subscribed to the channel, if you have not hit the like button and you're watching us on any social media platform, especially YouTube, repent and believe the gospel. It's your brother, Priest Danyaahla. Elder Zahab, representing Lines of Israel. We love and appreciate you, brothers and sisters. With that being said, we're about to get out of here. But we're going to end it with a beautiful song that our brother Deacon Hakab put out there. Zahab, you going to say something?
Real quick, if you're in New York, Unity Camp in Queens, Unity Camp today, and after that, we're going to have a fellowship dinner, sundown. If you're in Queens, come out to Unity Camp for Lines of Israel, AOC, Heirs to the Kingdom, and any other camp. Unity Camp in Queens, Jamaica Avenue. Hit up the email if you want to know where. If you're in New York, come fellowship with us. And next week, Passover in West Haven, Connecticut. That's it. You there, King, or you muted?
So, real quick, my bad, I was muted. So, tomorrow, for the Academy, we're going to be talking about the Papyrus of Ani and the Ten Commandments because this comes up a lot. So, we're going to talk about the Royal Archaeological Institute. I'm saying we're going to talk about who they are. We're going to talk about their way of erasing history. We're going to talk about that in the Academy tomorrow. And we're going to be talking about the fathers of Egyptology. Who's the fathers of Egyptology? Herodotus, Manetho, Napoleon, Jean-Francois Champollion, Flinders Petrie, E.A. Wallace Budge, Gardner, and Allen. Most of you guys have never heard of most of these people. Don't worry. For those of you guys, brothers and sisters that's in the Academy, you're going to learn tomorrow. For the rest of y'all, when Priest Danyaahla tells y'all I have an Academy, we have an Academy. Like we go in. These lessons will never be in the Sabbath class. It's too deep. It will never be in the Sabbath class. So, hey, with that being said, Mossad bless each and every one of you brothers and sisters. We love y'all. And we'll see y'all next week. With that, shout out to Deacon Hakah of the Genesis Camp. This is a great song. We're going to end it with this. I'll see you guys next week. Shalom.
you impure, visual through tripping. It's a miracle I ensure, spiritual nutrition. Don't need a watch, but time, I'm so ahead of mine. A righteous man falls 7 times, but the highest mountain you better climb. You better get up, man of God. I know it seems hard and you can't land a job. It's either daytime or Suge Knight here. Even on death row, we gotta fight the good fight here. We inhale and I know life be lifing, toxic relationships. You and wife be fighting, kids hear it. Praying to God in his spirit, in the name of his son, spear to his ribs, pierce it. Israelites in shambles, how did we get here? Look in your house and ask how many demons live here. We need a Porsche so we can shift gears and get back to bringing the fish near. I swear we need some new changes this year. Some elders sat back and watched it happen like a screenplay, didn't want to stop the action. Things went public, y'all been mourning for weeks. They want me to warn the wolf instead of warning the sheep. We acting like thug goons, you gonna get put in the mud soon. Passover and we just had a blood moon. It's like we love doom, the way we bring other people down with us, even if they was always down with us. I got a ghost rider, Holy Spirit right for me. I didn't have to battle cause the Father fight for me. Maybe I'm the Lord's anointed cause my choice appointed. Probably thought I failed by now so they disappointed. Or maybe I don't make it cause the mark of the beast I won't take it. Authentic and I won't fake it. I love my haters, but if you put your hand out, I won't shake it. Nigga, I'm probably gonna break it. I swear the Israelites are getting worse than the churches, homie. The ones doing the work will be the first to put curses on me. Don't want my baby will, they want a hex or a crazy spell. Got guardian angels, I think it's Michael or Gabriel. I speaking in thunders, you stare and wonder, my voice is light. I'm shining like diamonds, I see your ice and it's moist at nights. 1,000-page book, I can write all the shit I gone through. Got some dogs in the world, I'll come and get you. I sick them on you, controlling the sheep cause you know they weakness is sorcery. Hard to separate the real from the fake, lot of forgery. You say the Lord's name, you want something, he not a genie. I'm in the third heaven, hearing lessons, you gotta see me. It's World War III, Magog, it's Vladimir. Waiting to see the missiles blaze off in the stratosphere. The elect get the victory and I'm cheering through the crowd. My prayers be going through layers, they piercing through the clouds. God doing miracles today and I'm living proof. Snake niggas trying to get me to eat the forbidden fruit. Ain't moving off the corner till we done, better call a sheriff. No hope for my people, they tried to give us Kamala Harris. Heavenly Father, they wearing fringes but breaking the law. Phone out of service, don't even think about making the call. Message to the nation, I don't care who feeling me. I'm praying that everybody, they pray for humility.
You know, I want when they see me, they know that every day when I'm breathing, it's for us to go farther. You know, every time I speak, I want the truth to come out. You know what I'm saying? Every time I speak, I want to shiver. You know, I don't want them to be like, they know what I'm going to say because it's polite. They know what I'm going to say. And even if I get in trouble, you know what I'm saying? Ain't that what we're supposed to do? I'm not saying I'm going to rule the world or I'm going to change the world, but I guarantee that I will spark the brain that will change.